What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. So a little while ago, we did a video looking at cars that had a single year production run, and you all seemed to like it. So we're doing a part 2. Once again, the rules are cars that were in production for 1 year.
Well, duh.
So I got a list of 5, and we're going to get right into it. Starting off with the McLaren Speedtail. The McLaren Speedtail was made in 2020. It was made to be McLaren's insane top speed car that was the highest level of performance you could buy from McLaren. And I've never thought this was a super pretty car, but I do think these are generally cool. Outside of the McLaren F1, it was the only car that you could get from McLaren that had center seating. It made over 1,000 horsepower, and it did 250 miles an hour. McLaren was charging a truly absurd $2.7 million for this car, but for that money, you got something that was generally unbelievably fast and something that was extremely unique. And with a single year production run, McLaren only made 106 Speedtails. Next up, we got the Lamborghini Diablo Yoda. The Lamborghini Diablo Yoda is truly one of the most incredible cars made from the Lamborghini Megatech era. And these things are truly incredibly rare. It starts life as a Diablo SE30, which that alone, there's only 150 in existence. And the SE30's big thing is a very select few colors that it came in, a new front bumper, and a really, really cool hood. So the Yoda got all of that and a very special intake system which made it produce 600 horsepower. Now what's said is Lamborghini made 28 Yoda kits for the Diablo, but they only actually made 15 Yodas, which again, making this thing extremely rare and one of the most valuable Diablos ever built. And it was made in 1995. Before we keep going, I just want to say this is the prototype for the Metalhead Car Show merch. If this gets enough attention or enough people like it or want it, let me know and we'll make something happen. But we're going to get back to the video. Next up, we have the Buick Grand National. Recently getting a little bit more love from Kendrick Lamar, but the Buick GNX was a upgraded, crazier version of the Grand National. Side by side, it would be hard to tell them apart. But the Grand National made about 270 horsepower from a turbo 6-cylinder Buick engine. Now the GNX has the same turbo Buick 6-cylinder, but it has a bigger turbocharger, a better intake, and a better intercooler, so it's making around 300 horsepower. And I say you couldn't tell them apart, but frankly, they both look so goddamn cool, and they have that unbelievably menacing 1980s vibe. It doesn't matter. And also, like, these things were fast. Like, you could just launch them. So when they came out, they're actually one of the fastest cars down a drag strip ever made, or at least being made at that time. And in the year of 1987, Buick made 547 GNXs, making them something truly special and rare. Next up, we go to Ferrari. Now, the early 2000s, Ferrari is making the 550, which turned into the 575, being this unbelievably good-looking GT car from Ferrari. But in 2005, they made the Ferrari 575 Super America, being a super low production, beautiful target top 575. Not just target top, but like automatic powered target top. These things still use the same 5.7 liter V12 found in the 575 Maranello. And with that, it would do just about 200 miles an hour. 559 of them were made, but only 43 of them had a gated manual transmission, which I assume they cost a fortune. And by fortune, I mean they're worth about $1 million. But you could only get one in 2005. And the last one we're going to talk about is the Mazda RX-7 Spirit R. Now, the Spirit R RX-7 was the send-off to the RX-7, Mazda's sports car that lasted from 1979 to 2002. And the Spirit R looked more aggressive, it looked generally cooler and more finished, and with this new turbo system, it was making 276 horsepower. Yeah, bullshit. Every Japanese company at the time had the gentleman's agreement of making a cap at 276 horsepower. That's why we saw so many cars with vastly different engines, all producing 276 horsepower. The fact people believe that at the time is crazy to me. It's a guess towards what this car makes, but people say it makes about 330 horsepower, which 330 horsepower from a car that doesn't weigh that much would be a riot to actually go use. And for the RX-7's final year of production in 2002, Mazda made 1,044 RX-7 Spirit Rs, one of them being left-hand drive. Not a bad way to send off a legend. So anyway, it's 5 cars that had a single year production run. But as always, I want to know, what do you think? Were there any cars on this list that surprised you, and would you want to see another one of these videos? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, enjoy what you've seen. I tend to post a couple times a week, and I'll see you later.